The opening of the Olympic Games in Paris, an event that was supposed to be a celebration of unity and culture, quickly turned into an arena of controversy. Was the ceremony a legitimate artistic manifestation or a direct affront to Christian values? This is a dilemma that shocked viewers around the world, especially the faithful. Imagine watching a ceremony that seemed to contain demonic elements and occult symbolism all in front of millions of viewers. God teaches us to distinguish between right and wrong, and this ceremony has tested the faith of many. The controversy doesn't stop there. Allegations of ridicule of Christianity have been amplified by depictions that many believe are contrary to biblical teachings. So the question remains, are we dealing with a cultural holiday or with blasphemy against God? The opening ceremony of the Olympic Games in Paris was a great spectacle that divided opinions and caused a lot of controversy. Several religious groups claimed that some of the elements present in the presentation mocked Christianity. This event, which was supposed to be a worldwide celebration, eventually raised deep questions about respect and religious sensitivity. Among the most criticized elements was the staging and symbolism, which many considered a direct affront to the Christian faith. For many will come in my name, saying, I am the Christ, and they will deceive many. Matthew 24:5. During the ceremony, some elements were seen as demonic, which sparked intense discussion. The images and choreography were interpreted as depictions of evil characters, which provoked an immediate reaction among the most devout spectators. The Bible in its verses warns against worshipping idols and practices that can draw faith away from God. You shall not make idols unto yourselves, nor erect a carved image, nor a pillar, nor set up a stone with figures in your land, that he may bow down to him. For I am the Lord your God. Leviticus 26:1. The impression that such performances were delivered during such an important event as the Olympic Games caused widespread discomfort. Reactions and criticism came from a variety of religious groups, both local and international. Christian leaders have expressed their concern in sermons and statements, emphasizing how such images can distort the image of Christianity in the modern world. This situation leads us to reflect on the responsibility of global event organizers to respect the beliefs and values of all participants. The Bible, through its teachings, encourages mutual respect and understanding. Therefore, take one another just as Christ received you, that you may glorify God. Romans 15:7. In this way, the discussion continues, making room for other related topics to explore. During the ceremony, several elements were considered demonic by many viewers. The paintings and depictions were seen as depictions of evil beings, which caused outrage among Christians. The Bible warns us against worshipping false gods and demonic figures. And you shall not turn yourselves unto idols, neither shall you make yourselves gods of metal. I am the Lord your God. Leviticus 19:4. These performances evoked feelings of discomfort and outrage, questioning respect for the Christian faith in such a global event. These statements during the ceremony opened up space for numerous criticisms and debates. Many claimed that the performances contained hidden symbols and subliminal messages that could negatively affect viewers. For the mystery of unrighteousness is already at work. There is only one who resists until he is taken out of the middle. 2 Thessalonians 2:7. This type of symbolism, present in the high-profile event, can lead to a misunderstanding of Christian values, distorting the message of love and faith promoted by Jesus and the Bible. A comparison with biblical passages is inevitable when observing these elements. Many of the depictions seem to evoke the apocalyptic scenarios described in the Apocalypse of St. John, where the Antichrist and the forces of evil face the return of Jesus. And I saw a great white throne, and he that sat on it, before whose face the earth and heaven fled, and no place was found for them. Revelation 20:11. This parallelism caused even more controversy, as many saw it as a deliberate attempt to ridicule biblical events. Therefore, there is a discussion about the influence of these elements on the Christian faith. The reaction to the opening ceremony of the Olympic Games in Paris was immediate and intense among various religious groups. Several Christian denominations have expressed their outrage in public statements and sermons, denouncing elements deemed offensive. And if we ourselves, or an angel from heaven, preach to you any other gospel than that which we preached unto you, let him be accursed. Galatians 1:8. This verse resonated widely among religious leaders, emphasizing the need to maintain the purity of Christian teachings in the face of depictions considered blasphemous. Several religious leaders, both local and international, have spoken out on the subject, pointing out that the ceremony can negatively affect perceptions of Christianity. Some leaders pointed out that such events could distort the image of Jesus and the teachings of the Bible. Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but search the spirits to see if they are of God, for many false prophets have arisen in the world. 1 John 4:1. Critics have emphasized the importance of discernment and protection of religious values in an increasingly globalized world, exposed to various influences. In addition to criticism, there was a call for unity and confirmation of faith among Christians. Many leaders encouraged their congregations to use the incident as an opportunity to strengthen their faith and recall Jesus' teachings. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. This positive approach sought to transform the dispute into a moment of reflection and spiritual renewal. In this way, the reactions and criticism served not only to express outrage, but also to promote greater unity and resistance among the faithful. An analysis of the symbols and messages present at the opening ceremony of the Olympic Games in Paris revealed a number of controversial elements. Some viewers identified symbols that referred to occult practices and images associated with evil, provoking a strong reaction among Christians. And be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12:2. This perception reinforced the idea that the ceremony could spread messages contrary to biblical teachings. Comparing elements of the ceremony with biblical passages, many critics have pointed out disturbing similarities. Some parts of the presentation were seen as reminiscent of the apocalyptic visions described in the book of Revelation, where demonic figures and catastrophic events are narrated. And the devil who deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and they will be tormented day and night forever and ever. Revelation 20:10. This comparison intensified the criticism, suggesting a possible intention to disrespect or distort Christian symbolism. This analysis led to a discussion about the intentions behind the symbols and messages. Some argued that such elements were merely artistic and not intended to offend, while others believed that there was a deliberate purpose to provoke and challenge religious beliefs. Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, that make darkness light and light darkness. Bitter replaces sweet and sweet replaces bitter. Isaiah 5:20. This divergence of opinion continues to fuel the debate, highlighting the complexity of interpreting symbolism in global events. Comparing the elements of the ceremony with biblical passages, many similarities and contrasts become apparent. Several scenes of the ceremony evoked events and characters described in the Bible, especially in the Apocalypse of St. John. And I saw another beast come out of the earth, and it had 2 horns like a lamb's, and spake like a dragon. Revelation 13:11. This type of representation can be seen as an attempt to incorporate or even subvert Christian symbolism, leading to a deep reflection on the intention behind artistic choices. Elements that evoke demonic characters and apocalyptic scenarios were particularly shocking. The depiction of evil beings and the use of symbolism considered demonic was seen by many as a direct affront to the teachings of the Bible. And he that was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. Revelation 20:15. Such depictions contrast strongly with the messages of salvation and hope present in the Bible, causing discomfort among the faithful who participated in the ceremony. However, the artistic and cultural context of these elements must be taken into account. Some argue that the ceremony used these symbols in an allegorical or metaphorical way, with no intention of offending. Investigate everything. Hold fast to what is good. 1 Thessalonians 5:21. This perspective suggests that while some elements may seem controversial at first glance, a deeper analysis can reveal different meanings. The comparison with biblical passages thus serves as an invitation to further debate and a broader understanding of the intentions and interpretations that go into it. The depiction of the opening ceremony of the Olympic Games in Paris can significantly affect the perception of Christianity in the contemporary context. Global events like this have a huge impact on the media, shaping opinions and beliefs around the world. And you will be hated of all men for my name's sake, but whoever endures to the end will be saved. Matthew 10:22. The way symbols and messages are interpreted can reinforce stereotypes or create new understandings of the Christian faith. Controversial elements of the celebration can distort the image of Christianity, presenting it in a negative or misunderstood light. In a world where the media wield enormous power, the representation of religious beliefs and values requires special care. Beware that no man deceive you, Matthew 24:4. Public perceptions of Christianity can be negatively impacted if these symbols are seen as representations of hypocrisy or bigotry, rather than faith and love. However, this situation is also an opportunity for Christians to reaffirm and clarify their beliefs. Religious leaders can use this dispute as a platform to educate the public about the true teachings of Jesus and the Bible. You are the light of the world. A city that is built on a hill cannot hide itself. Mount 5:14. By promoting a correct and respectful understanding of Christianity, it is possible to counter misconceptions and strengthen faith in a positive and constructive way. Reactions from religious leaders to the opening ceremony of the Paris Olympics were varied and intense. Many local and international leaders have expressed their concerns in public statements, sermons, and articles. For many deceivers have gone into the world who do not believe that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh. That is the deceiver and the Antichrist. 2 John 1:7. These responses not only reflected general outrage, but also sought to guide the faithful through the controversy by emphasizing the importance of steadfast perseverance in the faith. Religious leaders based their criticism on biblical teachings, pointing out that the ceremony violated Christian values. They cited verses that warn against idolatry and the worship of false gods, emphasizing the need to protect faith from negative influences. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravenous wolves. Matthew 7:15. These responses emphasize the importance of spiritual discernment and vigilance, prompting believers to reflect on the true teachings of Jesus and the Bible. They encourage their supporters to use the dispute as a moment to strengthen faith and confirm Christian values. Be steadfast and enduring, always abounding in the work of the Lord, knowing that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. 1 Corinthians 15:58. This positive approach was intended to turn outrage into constructive action, promoting unity and perseverance among Christians and setting the stage for deeper discussions about the representation of the faith in global events. We have come to the end of our analysis of the controversial opening ceremony of the Paris Olympics. What we can do now is to reflect and act. How can you, dear viewer, use this knowledge to strengthen your faith and protect your values? Consider how these events affect perceptions of Christianity and what you can do to defend and promote the true message of Jesus. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. John 8:32. Are you ready to be an active advocate for your faith? What actions can you take to ensure that Jesus' message of love and salvation is properly understood? Start by participating in discussions, educating others about the teachings of the Bible, and above all, living a life that reflects these values. If this ceremony has made you want to act, don't let that flame go out. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to continue learning and discussing important topics like this one. Your participation is key to keeping the conversation alive and relevant. Let's strengthen our community and our faith together.